Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Waflalan Isaac and back again with another new video. And in this video, we're going to look at another coding challenge. And this challenge is called the steps, or you can call it stairs or steps, like the normal stairs you see in buildings. Those stairs that help you to go up the building. Okay, so we want to print those stairs in that format. So let us first go through the instruction. So we're going to write a function that accepts a positive number n. The function should log the steps phase with n levels using the hash character. Okay, so we have to make sure that the steps have spaces on the right hand side. Okay, so you can think of this as the normal stairs you use on buildings. Okay, so if you write a function steps and you're passing it to this is the expected output of this function. This hash, then a space, and these two hashes. The same applies to 3 upwards. Okay, so how we're going to be looking at this problem is that we're going to consider this as a multi-dimension array. So by this I mean, let me first illustrate for you what I'm trying to imply here. So we're going to assume that this is a row. Assume this is a row, and this is a row. Oh, sorry, this is a row. These are the two rows we're having here in this steps 2. We have 2 rows and 2 columns. Okay, this is a column 1 and column 2. So literally here we're having a position 0, 1. Okay, and then a 0 will start here where this hash like that, 0 and 1 and 1. Okay, so having a 0 and a 1, so we're having a multi-dimensional array. Okay, this hash here is at row 0 at column 0, and this space here is at row 0 and column 1. Okay, this hash here below here is at row 1 column 0, and this hash here on the right hand side is at row 1 column 1. Okay, so we're going to see we're going to see what I've explained here in code. So let me go into my steps function. The steps function receives num. Num means that the levels, as in the levels. Num means the levels of the stairs. Okay, so you're having here when you pass 3, you're having 3 levels. Here if you pass 2, you're having 2 levels of those stairs. Okay, let me go into my function. So this function here, I'm going to loop. First of all, I'm going to loop through the rows. Okay, so I'm going to use a for loop. So let I be equal to 0. We're going to start from 0. I less than n now, and then you increment your I plus plus. Okay, so inside here we're going to create a variable called let variable. This variable called stair will store the hash symbol I talked about earlier, but initially it will be an empty string like that. So after that we're going to nest this for loop with another for loop, and this for loop will be responsible for looping through our columns. Okay, we're going to be basing on those. We're going to be basing on the rows and the column to print out the stair. Okay, so I equal to 0, I less than, oh sorry, this should be row, sorry for confusion, row plus plus row. Okay, so now that's clear. So here we'll be having a column less than num, and then you increment your column count. Okay, as simple as that. So inside here you're going to be basing on the column and the row to print out the stair. So we're going to write an if statement here. So we're going to say if. So remember this illustration I did here. We're having 0 and 1. So I'm going to be basing on these positions here of 0, 1 and 0, 1 here. I'm going to be basing on these positions to print out this hash symbol. Okay, and what's the condition? The condition is that the column should always be less or equal to. So the column should always be less or equal to the row. So if that's the case, then you're going to add the hash symbol there. Plus or equal to hash. You want to add the hash symbol. Else if this column is not less than the row, we're going to just put an empty space. We're going to put a space like that. You see, there's a difference between the statement here and the one you're seeing here. Here you're just writing an empty string without anything, but here we're putting an empty string, but then you're adding a space within those empty strings. Okay. So let me first explain this. What's happening in this if statement? Okay. When you look at this illustration here, okay, we are saying here in the if statement that if the column is less or equal to row, we add the hash. Okay. So that logic we're seeing here is being applied here. So when you look at this, let us first look at this. When you look at that, it's at column 0 at row 0. So this column 0 is less or equal to 0. So this is equal to 0. So we shall put a hash. So when you go here, this is at column 1, okay, row 0. So is this 1 is greater than 0. So this condition here won't be executed. So you won't add a hash there because this column is greater than the row. So just skip this statement and execute this, whereby I want to just add a space. Okay. Let's go to the last step, the last level here. So this last level here, this hash here is saying that row 0 is at row 1 at column what? Column 0. So column 0, this 0 is less than 1. So the hash will be printed, okay? And then the last one here is at column 1, okay? Row 1. Is column 1, is this column less or equal to 1? Yes, it is, because they are all equal. So there we shall just print the hash. So that logic will be applied on all levels. If having a level 3, steps with level 3, 4 upwards, that very logic will be applied if you write this if statement in this nested for loop. Alright, let me hope that's clear. So at the end, outside this nested for loop, outside this loop, we're going to just console.log our stair variable. Alright, so let me hope this is right. Okay, so let me just execute my function steps. Okay, and I'm going to be passing these examples you've seen here up. Let me pass 3. Okay, let me execute this file and see our output. Alright, then put this a little bit up. So now execute node and the file with steps.js file. You see, I'm getting this exact illustration seen earlier in my illustrations here. Okay, we're having these 3 levels of steps, and in case we put a 2, so you execute this node.js file. See, you're having 2 levels. Alright, wonderful. So this brings us to the end of this video. This was a very, very important video for you to understand the logic behind how we can print steps or stairs. So in the next video, we're going to look at a very similar challenge, but it's somehow different in one or the other, but it builds around the same idea, right? So we shall meet in that video. So let me end this video here. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video and channel to help it grow. Bye bye. We'll meet in the next video.